In this video, we'll be looking at the rational numbers. That's what we will be looking at. So, we need to know what are the rational numbers. The rational numbers are numbers that can be expressed in the form of a over b, like in this form. Then a and b, they're supposed to be integers. And b, it must not be equal to 0. That's what we mean. But our main concern in this video will be looking at expressing recurring decimals into a form of a over b or into fraction forms. So the first question is asking us, or they have given us a fraction form. Now they're telling us that we need to write that one into recurring decimal fraction. So let's start with the first one. So on the first one, you have 1 over 6. That's the one. So you say 6 into 1 is 0. Then you put 0 there. Then 6 into 10. You shall see that it's just what? 1. But the question, remember what? Remember 4. Then 6 into 40, it just enters into 36, which is, remember what? 4. So meaning there it enters 6 times, right? But remember 4. So again, 6 into 40 to be 6, such that 6 it will be just be repeating like that, right? So if 6 is repeating like that, what you do, you say 0.1, then 6. What number that is repeating is 6. So what you do, you put a bar on the number that is repeating. So this is what they meant there. Then the second one, you have 7 over 11. So if I may ask, there we have 7 over 11. So what does that mean? That means that we need to divide. So 7 divided by 11, it's 0. Then you put 0. Then 7 into 70, it just enters into 6, which is 66. But remember what? Remember 4, right? Because it only enters into 66. So which means we have remainder 4. Then now we have to say 11 into 40. What you have is that it will only enter into 33, because it can't enter into 40. So it only enters into 33, right? So meaning there it is just what? 3. Remember what? 7. So what next? Also do the same thing. 11 into 70 is 6. Remember 4. So the other one to be what? 6. Then it will just be moving like that. This is what it will be moving like. Now if I may ask, what are the numbers that are repeating? Now the numbers that are repeating are 6, 3, 6, 3, 6, 3, 6, 3. So meaning that it will be 0.63. What numbers that are repeating? 6363. So you put the what? The bars there. So that is your answer, which is that. So that is what? Your answer, which is like that, right? Now let's go to question 3. On question 3, we have you have 3, then 2 over 9, like that, right? So the shortcut way on how we can deal with this one, what you need just to say, need to do is, this is the mixed fraction. So this number here, take that as the whole number. So what you do, you just say 3 plus 2 over 9. That's what you can do, the shortcut way. So it will be 3 plus, then what we do, we have to say 9 into 2. Remember that 9 into 2 is 0, right, which is 20, like that. So it will be 9 into 20. 9 into 20, it enters how many times? 2 times, like that. Remember what? 2, because it can only enter into 18. So it is just, remember what? 2. The 9 into 20 again, it will be 2. So 2, 2, 2. It's just be moving like that. So what you do, let's add. So it will be 3 here plus 0, 0, 0, like that. Then you add 0 0.2222, meaning that your answer to be 3.2222. So this means that you have 3.2. What number that is repeating is 2. So you put a bar on 2, just like that. So that's how you answer that one. Okay, now let's move to the second one. Let's move to the fourth one, or number 4 one. So on the number 4, we have 3, 8, and 15. Right? So as I said, the shortcut way you need to do is, you say 3 plus 8 over 15, like that, right? So what you do is say 3 here, right? Plus. So you say 15 into 8. So 15 into 8, it will give us 15 into 8, it will give us the 0, right? So meaning that you have to say 15 into 8. So it will be point here, right? 15 into 8. So when you calculate 15 into 80, it will give us the 15 into 80, it will give us the 5 times, right? So why I'm saying 5 times, because when I divide 15 into 80, it will give me 75, right? So in short, 15 can only enter into 80, 75. What's the remainder? 5, like that, right? So it can only enter into what? 75, but it cannot enter into the what? 8, which is remainder 5. Then from there, what you do, you have to say 5 into 50. So 5 into 50, you shall see that the remainder that will be there, it is just 45, right? Because, yeah. So 50 divided by 15, it will give me 3, right? Because if I multiply that with 3, this is be 45, like that, right? So meaning that it can only enter there into 50, it's by what? 3 times. Remember what? 5. So it means that it will just be goes like that, right? So when you add, it will be 3.5, then 3, 3, 3. Now, what number that is repeating? The number that is repeating, it's 3. So that is the recurring number. So that is your answer. So that is how you what? You do that one, right? So that's what you do on that one. Okay, now let's go to the other questions. So the main questions that we want to answer in this tutorial sheet is these ones. Express each of the following in the form of A over B, where A and B are relative prime and B is not equal to what? To 0. So these are the questions that will be looking at. Now let's look at the first question. So if you look at the first question, you have 0.4, like 0.4 then prime. That's the one which is repeating. Now here, let's first know the first rule. So the first rule, when you're writing the recurring decimal into the fraction form or into the form of a over b, so the first rule is get the point on the in the front number which is repeating. So get the point in the front number which is repeating. Then the second one is get the point behind the number which is what? Repeating. So get the point in the front number which is repeating. Then this is the first equation in short. So the first equation, you get the point in front of the number which is repeating. Then the second one, second equation in short, you get the what? The point behind the number that is what? Repeating. Now, if I may ask, we have been given this equation, or we have been given this question, which is 0.4 then prime. Now let's check out the point here. Where is this point? It is in front of a number that is repeating already. So if the point is in front of the number that is repeating, this means that the first equation, it will be x equal to 0.4 then prime. Then what does the second equation says? It says get the point behind the number that is repeating. So we will move here, right? We'll move this point to behind the number that is repeating. So how many times? It will just be 1, like that, right? So meaning that the second equation to be 10x equal to, we have moved that point, right, behind the number that is repeating, so to here, over 10x minus x. What answer you get? You get 9x equal to 4.4 minus that. You have 4, then 9, then 9. Your answer will be 4 over 9. That is your answer. So that's how you answer this question. Okay, let's move to the second one. So the second one, we have 7.26, like that. So if I mean to ask, where is the point? The point is here. Remember, the first equation says that we need to get the point in front of a number that is what? Repeating. So which number that is repeating? 6 is repeating. So what we do, we move once, so to be 1, like that, right? So this means the first equation, we have 10x, we just moved 1. Since we have moved 1, meaning to what? 10x equal to 72.6, like that, right? Then the second equation, we need to get the point behind the number that is repeating. So meaning that we move how many times? 1, then 2. So what we have, it will be 100. Why 100? Because we've moved how many times? 3, 2 times, like 1, then what? 2. So that's why I say 100 equal to 726.6, like that. You say 100 minus that. So if I say 100 minus 10, what answer I'll get? I'll get 90x. Now, then the other one, we need to subtract, right? So we need to subtract 726 minus 7 what? 72 in short. Your answer that you will get 654. If you check, this is 1, then this is what? 16, right? So so this is this is 12, so like that, 6 minus that is what? 4. Then 7 minus that to be 5, and this is what? 6, like that, right? Like that. So what you do next is you say 90x equal to 654 divided by 90, divide by 90. So what you do is do that. Okay, what number that can enter into the first equation and to the second equation? 2. 2 there is what? 3. 2 there is what? 2. Remember 1. 2 there is what? 7. 2 there is what? 45. So you have 327 over 45. What number that I can enter? I think 3 it can enter there, right? 3 into that, it's 1, right? 3 into that is 0, right? So 3 into 27, it will be what? 3 into 27 is 9. Then 3 into that, that's 1. 3 into 5, into 3 into that, into 1, it's, if 3 into 4 it's 1, then remember 1 into that, that is 5, like that, if I'm not mistaken there, right? When I divide that by 3, so 3 into 10, it is 3, but remember 1, so meaning that 3 it can't enter there, so you just leave it like that. So your answer is 109 over 15, just like that. That's how we answer that one. Okay, now let's go to this one. This is 4.2356. What are the numbers that are repeating? 5 and 6. So what we do here, we move this point to in front of the number that is repeating, which is 5, 6, right? So let's move. This is 1, 2. We have moved, which is 2, right? So this means that it is 100. So it's 100x equal to 423.56. That's what we do, right? The second one, it will be, we have to move this point behind the number that is repeating. So it will be 1, 2, 3, then what? 4. So we have moved to the point where we have moved this point behind the numbers that are what? Repeating. That's why I've said we have counted what? 4. So meaning that it will be what? 10,000 with 4 zeros, like that. So it will be 42356.56 minus. So what you do next, you say 10,000 minus 100. So this is 0 there. This is to be 9, 1. So it will be this. That's the answer. right? Which is 10,000 minus what? Minus 100. So there to be 99 then 00 x equal to. So what you do next, you need to subtract that one, right? Which is 4,000, okay, which is 42,356. So 42,446. So that is 4, 2, 3, 5, 6. I'll have just to subtract with this. I'll have this part here to be what? 3. Then this part here to be 3. The remainder 1, which is 13 there, right? Which is 9. This is 1, 4. So that is your answer, right? So now, which is 41933. Then you divide. Do we have any number that can enter into both? We don't have any number that can enter into both. So you just leave it like that. Let's go to the second one. So on the second one, it says express each of the following in the form of a over b, where a and b are relative prime numbers. So the first thing that you do is you start with the first one, 0.45, like that, right? Let's write this in the fraction. So meaning that we need to get this point in front of the number that is repeating. So we have to say 10x here because we've just moved once. So before 0.5 prime. Then this point behind the number that is repeating, which is 1, 2. So we have to say 100x equal to what? Equal to 45.5 prime. Then this is 90x. So there what you do is say 45 minus what? 4. So which is 45 minus 4, which is what? 41. Divide by 90. Divide by 90. Which number that can enter into both? There's no number that can enter into what? Both. So if I say 41 divided by 90, you have to get me, wait, I think I've made a mistake. I've made a mistake here, somewhere here. So this part here, this is 10x equal to 4.5, like that, right? Then this side we need to get this one, and we need to move about 2 times, which is 1, 2, like that. Okay, let's repeat this one. There's a problem here. Okay, on the first one, which is 0.45 prime. So which number that is repeating? It's 5. So we need to move once. So it will be 10x equal to 4.5, like that. Then the second equation, we need to move how many times? 2 times. So it will be 1, 2, like that. So it will be 100x equal to 45.5, like that, over. So what you do, say 100 minus 10, which is 90x. Then 45, right, minus 4, it will be 41. So you divide there. So your x, it is 41 over 90, right? That is your x, right? Okay, so we are in the correct direction. Okay, now let's move on this one. What numbers that are repeating? It's 3 and what? 4. So 3 and 4 are the ones that are repeating. So let's get this point in front of the number that is repeating. So we have to say 1. So it will be 10x equal to, that is 1.34, like that. Then behind the number that is repeating, 1, 2, 3. So it is 3, right? We have moved from here 1, 2, 3. So it is 1000. So which is 134.34 of. So what you do, you have to say 1000 minus 10, which is 99. Then there x equal to, when you subtract that one by 1, it will be 1 3 1 3. So here when you subtract 134 minus 1.33, you shall find your answer to be 133. So you divide here like this. So our x, meaning that, do we have any number that can enter into both? Do we have any numbers that can enter into both? Can 3 enter into both? Seems like 3, it can enter into both, right? No any number that can enter into both, because this is no any number that can enter into both. So you just leave it like that. So from here, you have seen that they have added right, 4.5 prime plus 0.34 prime, like that, right? What, after expressing this into fraction, we had 41 over 90 plus this side is 33 over 990. So the common one is what? 9990. So here, if I say 90 into here, I shall find the answer to be 11, because 990 divided by 90, that's 11. 11 times that one is supposed to be 451. Yes, right? So on this one, which is this question, right? So what you do, this is 5.12 minus 3.45. So the numbers that are repeating here are what? It's 1 2. So the first rule that we said that if a number is repeating, what do? We check the point. If the point is in front of a number that is what? Repeating. So here we have already seen that the point is in front of the number that is repeating. So the first equation, it will just be this. Then the second equation, we get the point behind the number that is repeating. So you have to say 1 and 2. So what you say, we have to say 10x equal to, oh, that is 100. So meaning that that's not 10x. It's supposed to say 100x. You have to say 100x here, which is 1 2. So to be 5 12 point that of. So when you subtract there to be what? 99 what? X. So what you do, you have to say 512 minus what? 5. So 512 minus 5. So the answer to be 507 divided by 99. Divided by 99. So your X will be, when you divide by that one, your X will be, since it will reduce, since 3, both of them it can enter, so it will be 169 over 33, like that. Okay, so you also do the same thing to the other one, which is 3.3, that is 3.45. So here, check where the point is. So if you check where the point is, you shall see that the point is very far away from the repeating number. So what you do, you get this point in front of the number that is repeating. So you move how many times? Just 1. So to be 1. So the first equation, it's 10x equal to 34.5. Then the second one, you move 1, 2. So to be what? 100x equal to 34, 5, then 0.5. Then when you subtract there, that is 100 minus that is 90x. Then you subtract that one, 3, 4, 5. So 3, 4, 5 minus 34. So your answer is 311. Then you divide by that, you divide by 90. So when you divide there, what answer you get by, I think, pen to enter? No. So it is just 311 over that. Now remember that we had 5.21 minus 3.45, like that, right? So what is 5.12? It's 169 over 33 minus, how about 3.45? Is it 311 over 90? So this means that we need to look for the common denominator, right? So the common denominator there, if 990, it can be suitable because 33 it can enter, even 90 it can enter. So meaning that the common denominator would be what? 990. So if I say 33 into 990, it is 30. Then 30 times 169, it is 15, then 70 minus the 990 divided by 90, it is 11. 11 times 311, you have 3421, which is 570 minus 3421. You have 1649 over 990, like that. So when you divide there, it is just this. So that's your answer there, right? Okay, now let's also look at these ones. So we have 2.18. The one that is repeating is 18. So if you check out again, the point is in front of the number that is repeating. So what you do, you just say x equal to 42. That, right? After doing that, we need to get this point behind the number that is repeating, meaning that how many times are we supposed to move? 1, then 2. So it means that is what? 100. 4 to 18 point what? 18, like that, right? Let's subtract. So 100 minus that, it is 99x. So how about the other one? 4218 minus 42. So you have 4176 divided by 99. So here 3 it can enter on 9. So meaning that when I reduce that one to be 464 over 11. You also do this side, the other one. What is repeating is 8. So meaning that what are you supposed to do in equation 1? We need to move this point to in front of the number that is repeating. So we have just moved 1. So it will be 10x equal to 2.8, like that. Then what do you do next? 1, 2. So it will be 100x equal to 28.8 over. Then 100 minus that. So say 100 minus 10, which is what? 90x. Then what you do, you have to say 28 minus 2, that is 26. You divide by 90. So there you can simplify there to be 13 over what? When you enter that is 45. I've just divided with 2 on both sides. Now remember that we have 42 point, this is what you have been given, right? 42 point what? 18 times 0.28. So what is here? It is 464 over 11. Then times 13 over 45. So what you do is this time that it is 1, that is 495. Then 464 times 13, you shall have 632. So if I divide by that one, will that be the same? Yes, it will just be the same, just like that. There's no what difference. Okay, let's also look at the other one. So on the other one, we have 0.35 divided by 1.7. So if I may ask, which one here is repeating? It's 5. So meaning that we need to get this point in front of the number that is repeating, which is just what? 1. So it will be 10x equal to 3.5, like that. Then we need to get this point behind the number that is repeating, which is 1, then 2. So that is what? 100x equal to 35 point that. So this is when you subtract 100 minus 10, it will be 90x. That one, it will be 32. So your answer, it will be, when you divide by 2, that is 2 here, it is 16 to that is 45. So that is your answer, right? Okay, now you go to the other one, which is 1.7, like that, right? So on the other one, which is 1.7, what do we do here? We check out the point. The point is in front of the number that is repeating. So that is x is equal to 1.7, like that. So you move this side, it's just say 1. So to be 10x equal to 17 point that is what? 9x. Then this is 16 divided by 9. Divided by 9. Your x will be 16 over 9. So what do we do? If you check, the equation was 0.35 divided by 1.7, like that. So this is 16 over 45 divided by 16 over 9. So what you do, say 16 over 45 times 9 over 16. So this and that, they'll go. The 9 into 1 is 1. The 9 into that is 5. So the answer is 1 over 5. That is the answer. Okay, let's also go to this part. This part is the only part that is quite more important. So here, what we do is we move. How many times? This is just 1, then what? 2. So this is just the same as 6 to 7 over how many of what? 100. So can I simplify that one? 3627 divided by 100. Can you simplify that one? You can't simplify that one, right? So that's impossible to simplify that one. So you just leave it like that. How about that one? This is the same as half, so you put just half like that, then divide by. When you look at this is also half, right? This is just also half. When you look at that, that is 1 of what? 2. 10 times. So that is 75. That is 0.75. So 0.775, when you simplify that one, it will be 3 over 4, because this is 0.5. So meaning that divide by 100. So meaning that we just use 15 into here, then the other one again. Oh, we use 25. So 25 into 75. Like what I'm trying to say here is that we have 0.75. So this is 1, 2. So to be 75 over 100. So 25 there it is 3. Then 25 there is 4. So that's why I'm saying it's what? 3 over 4. That's what I meant there. Okay. Now, if you look at there's a multiplication here. So if you look at this is the same as 8 over 6. Now it can be changed to be 836 over 100. 836 divided by 100. So when you simplify that one, this one here, it will be 25, and this one here to be what? 209. So meaning that we have 209 on top over 25. So that is the first part there. Okay, now we have dividing here, right? Now this is just the same as 25 over what? 100. So 25 over 100, that is 25, it's 1 over 4. So this is just 1 over what? 1 over 4 times. This is just the same as 0.1. This is just the same as 1 over 10. So this is 1 over what? 10. what? Times here, right? Then the other one, we have already discussed about this one, which is 4. This is 3 over 4, so meaning that it will be 3 over what? 4. But how about this one? This one is the one which we to differ because we have recurring decimal. So what you do is check out the point. The point is in front of the number that is repeating. Yes, so you have just to say x is equal to 21.3, like that. Let's move behind the number that is repeating, that is 1, right? So it will be 10x equal to 21.3 over, this is the 19, or this is the 9x equal to, so when you subtract that is 213 minus 21, we will have 192 divided by 9. So can we simplify that further? Yes, this is just the same as 64 over 3. So on that one to be 64 over what? 3. Then remember that we have times 0. What? At 0.5, it is just the same as half. So this is 1 over 2 in short. So, okay, now let's start reducing this. So we can start reducing from here. This here and this they'll go, or this and this they'll go, right? Then 4 into 64. So if we say 4 divided by 64, it is 16 here. So here we have 16, right? Okay, so what we do here, 2 it can't enter there, so we can just say this time that to be 627 over 2 times that is what? 200, right? Then that times that, it will give us what it will give us. It will be, if I say 1 times that, it is 3, then that times that is 8, right? Remember there is this side here, then times 209 over 25. Then what you do, 1 times 1 inside there, it is 1 over that is 40, then times 16, then times half, which is this side. So this into here, it will give us what? 4, right? Then 2 into 4, that is just 2. So we're remaining with 2 here this side. So this side we're just remaining with 2. Now let's come to this side. So on this side, can 8 enter into 209? Can 8 enter? No, it can't enter because it will leave out some reminders. So what you will do in here is that keep that one over 200, right? Divide by, so you say 3 times that. So 3 times 209, 3 times 209, 3 times 209, it is 627 over what? Then 225 times 8, it will be 200, like that, divide by. So what you have, we have 1 times 2, like that, right? So what will happen, it will be 627 over 200 times to go up that one, then 627 here, this and that to go, this and that to go. So you have, remember 1 times that is 2, right? So over 1 this side, right? So here we just remain with 1, so meaning to be 1 divided by 2. So this is just same as 1 times 1 over 2. So the answer is 1 over 2. So that's how you find this type of the question. That's all.